Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission.
Perseverance is something every single person is needing.
Yes.
I think of the people in my life right now, relationships that I have, either they're going through an ugly or difficult divorce. They're maybe a missionary in Southwest China or in Tibet, trying to reach an unreached people group. Regardless of geographical location or demographic or gender, I think all of us, humanity, is going to deal with putting your hand to the plow and not looking back. It seems to be a theme that humans are quite weak at that aspect.
Yeah, and I mentioned that in the early part of the book. I said, nobody runs a marathon, who doesn't want to finish. No one tries to lose weight who doesn't want to look better. No one overcomes alcoholism who doesn't want to be sober. We have goals that are hard to attain. Some of them are selfish and some of them are altruistic, but nobody enters into those goals unless they see something that doesn't yet exist that they want to bring into existence.
Sounds like you're describing faith to me.
Yeah, yes, exactly. As a Christian, it's at the very center of our lives. We have faith in Jesus Christ. We have faith in what God wants to do in the world. We don't see it yet in completion. Hebrews 11, the great chapter on faith. If you really read Hebrews 11, the thing that you see is the word, they saw something. They saw something that didn't exist. They looked for a city. They looked ahead for something that didn't exist. Moses looked ahead and saw freedom for his people. Abraham looked ahead and saw a promised land. Joseph looked ahead and saw a kingly kind of a leadership assignment that God had given him. All these people saw something that didn't yet exist, and that's what drove them to go through difficulties to attain that thing. And some of them got it, and some of them actually died before they reached it, but they saw it out there in front of them.
I think that's an encouragement that a lot of people need to hear right now, realizing that, yes, we are. C.S. Lewis often referred to this. You're talking about so many authors that I read right now, so I know I could throw out a couple that I'm sure you've devoured. C.S. Lewis seems to be a major theme of much of his writing. He talked about how we are so transient in the world, and we're waiting for this eternal home. We can't find satisfaction in our present state because we're not made for this world. We're made for another world, or the world beyond. And I think that's the encouragement that people are really needing to hear. So I'm excited for the release of your book, and I think it's going to be a major encouragement to many.
Yes. Well, thank you. Yeah, I that's our anticipation. I say our because Moody is very enthusiastic about this book. It's a needed message in our culture today. One of the tragedies of our time, really, and I don't mean this in a critical sense, but a great good in our culture, Western culture, a great good is the wealth that we have, the safety that we almost take for granted, the privilege that we have today through technology and other things that now make our lives very easy. The tragedy of that is it has robbed us of a sense of being able to go through a difficult time and persevere towards a greater good, towards another end, whether that's building a business or creating something that's new or going on mission for God or even doing something personal for ourselves. We find it hard to persevere because we're so used to an easy life.
Wow. Yeah. And success comes only through what? Failure multiple times, right? Einstein would agree with that anyway.
Correct. Yeah. Even secular philosophers and non-Christian leaders like Nietzsche and Frankl, Nietzsche said, anyone who understands why they're suffering, they can endure anyhow. In other words, they can get through it. They can figure out how to get through it if there's a reason behind it. That's funny that Nietzsche, who was an atheist, a German philosopher atheist, in that sense, he agreed with Jesus. Jesus gives us reason. Jesus gives us a reason that's very deep for us and very meaningful for us. He gives us a reason to endure, and that's for His glory and His purposes to be accomplished. But even non-believing secular people have come to the realization that when someone really has a reason for, they can get through almost anything.
Yeah. Again, it reminds me of the Simon Sinek talks, TED Talks, the why behind the what. And
Yes.
I like how you're pointing people to that Christ-centeredness. I often quote it, David Platt, he said, "Don't try to manifest a heart or mind for missions that is devoid of relational intimacy." I think your book is pointing people back to the why, and it's a capital W because that why is a person, the person of Jesus.
Yeah.
And therefore, that strong urge, that strong capacity to be able to persevere in any difficulty.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join His mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.